Let's talk a little bit about vision. Vision is the ability to imagine your city 50, 100 years from now, and all the different layers of the city, the parks, the streets, the buildings, the housing, how wonderful it will be 50, 100 years from now, and actually know what to do to get from where you are to that vision. Otherwise, it's a pipe dream. So vision is really, really important. And so Montreal needs to imagine itself 50 years from now. What kind of city do you really want? And what are we doing now in order to get there? The streets, the parks, the housing, the economic development, they all need to pull together and relate properly together to result in your vision, your big idea. If any one of those isn't pulling its weight, you won't achieve your vision. So with regard to the highways, if you continue with your trajectory of highway building and widening roads, you won't get to a sustainable vision. You'll get to some vision, but it won't be a sustainable one. Cities exist to bring people together for the purposes of exchange of goods, services, entertainment, social contact. And so that connotes access, street network, block structure, parking, modal choices. These are all things about access. The pursuit of mobility and speed spreads cities out, lowering their densities, reducing exchange. So one can make an argument that the pursuit of speed and mobility is anti-exchange. The cities that pursue speed and mobility the most are the worst cities in North America. If we're designing a city, the design vocabulary needs to be urban. You expect slow speeds in urban areas, medium speeds in suburbs, and high speeds in rural areas. You expect formal marked parking spaces in urban areas. You expect informal parking in suburbs, and you expect off-street parking in rural areas. And you expect wider sidewalks in urban areas, 2-meter wide sidewalks in the suburbs, and perhaps nothing or trails in rural areas. The mistakes we've been making in the last 50 or 60 years in city building is we've imported suburban and rural values into the cities, particularly about high-speed roads. Give your city an opportunity to succeed. When highways are expanded or new ones are put in, we always see the same pattern: economic decay, value transfer to the outside, and migration of people out. When highways are removed and urban things are put in place, we see investment, we see exchange, we see migration in. Those are the patterns that we've seen with 50 years of hindsight. So this is a paradigm shift. There was a time, by the way, when people thought the Earth was in the center of the solar system. There's a consensus now that the sun is in the center. The models to predict the orbits of the planets was very complicated when the Earth was in the middle. Now with the sun in the middle, it's very easy to predict the orbits of the planets. When the car is in the center of our solar system, it's very complicated. I can't explain all the reasons, but our model says that we need to do X, Y, and Z, and everything revolved around the car. And you can see that rhetoric going on in Montreal with what's going on. If the pedestrian is in the center of your solar system, the human being, everything becomes simple again. You understand what you need to do with the highways, you understand what you need to do with public transport, and with land uses. We do this sort of thing, where the land use planning and the transportation planning are done simultaneously. We call it community planning. Some people call it smart growth. Whatever you call it, the outcomes are far healthier for the city. So the idea is to accommodate a variety of people in these land uses, mix the land uses up, providing lots of housing options for different people, so they can all live in the city and not have to travel very far to whatever they need.